Hey guys, if you guys are coming in, I am just trying to queue up my video. I don't know why my video is not working right now. But as you guys are coming in, go ahead and drop in the chat if you guys are here for our training tonight. Drop in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you are here for our training tonight. I don't know what's going on with this video. This is a fire video that I want y'all to see, and it's like not working. What is happening? Let's see. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I do not know why this video is not working. Hopefully later on it does, but we're going to keep this party going. So welcome everybody to the live training. I am so excited to talk about how to open a beauty supply store in 2026. So let me just know, drop a 1 in the chat if you are here for the live training. Drop a 1 in the chat if you registered for the live training today. Drop a 1 in the chat if you registered for live training today. I just want to see how many people we have on that is watching who already have registered for the live training, because we are going to talk about all things how to get started in beauty supply. All things on how to get started in beauty supply. Also, dropping a 1. Can y'all hear me? Because what is going on? How come I don't see nobody putting no 1s up in here? Okay, I see a 1. Okay, perfect. That means y'all can hear me. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing this video and I'm going to switch over to the actual training that I have for you guys tonight. I'm just incredibly excited on everything beauty supply. It's been a passion of mine to get more people to open beauty supply stores. So I'm excited to be sharing this information with you guys tonight. So it's going to be really, really interesting. Also, if you guys have questions, you can drop them in the chat. I'll be sure to be answering your questions at the very end. Also, another reason why you want to definitely stay to the very end is because we will be having some special things going on at the end for you guys as well. So definitely stick around to the end if you can. But let's get into it, y'all. We are going to be talking about opening a beauty supply store in 2026. So let me know real quick in the chat, guys. Let me know, what city are you planning on opening your beauty supply store? What city are you planning on opening your beauty supply store? Go ahead and drop your city in the chat. I want to know, what city are you planning on putting a store? What city are you actually logging in from? If it's 2 different cities, that's also cool. But let me know, guys, in the chat, what city are you planning on opening a store in 2026? All right, so I see Atlanta, Georgia. Awesome, awesome. I see Richmond, Virginia in the comments. Okay, awesome, awesome. What other cities do we have today, y'all? What other cities are you guys planning on opening stores? Because I see a lot of people on. So what other cities are you guys planning on opening? Okay, I see Cleveland in the chat. New York, awesome. New York, what part of New York? Let me know. I am from New York, actually. That's why I'm so interested. What part of New York are you planning on opening your store? Awesome, Albany, okay. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Any other cities, guys? Any other cities? Stop screen. Let me know in the chat. Any other cities, guys? I see a lot of people on. Any other cities? So we are going to get into it. I'm going to be talking to you guys as you are chatting in the chat. Keep the chats going, but it's going to be really good. So let me just make sure y'all can see these slides here. Okay, perfect. Y'all can see these slides. All right, so we're going to get into it. First, I'm going to start off with a little quick legal disclaimer that everything that you're going to be learning today, the trainings, the strategies, all the frameworks I'm going to be teaching you guys is the exclusive intellectual property of myself, Janice Fredericks, the Retail Genius. So any reproduction or recording of anything that I'm going to be sharing with you guys is strictly prohibited and will be enforced under U.S. copyright and intellectual property law. So this is just for the people that like to watch my trainings and copy my stuff. So please, y'all don't do that. So the Black-owned beauty supply takeover is here, y'all. The Black-owned beauty supply takeover is here. And I'm incredibly excited about it because we have so many different cities that we have helped Black people open beauty supply stores. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of the case studies tonight. I'm going to be sharing a lot of my customers' success stories. And you're just going to see that these people are just like you and I, and they have opened stores and become pioneers in this industry. Starting off with Quality Beauty Supply out in Grayson, Georgia. That's my African sister there. And then we have New York Beauty Supply. These young gentlemen opened up the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Then we have Jazzy Chick out in Henderson, Nevada. Be Brave Beauty Supply that is in Los Angeles. Then we have here My Shade and Texture that is out in Tampa, Florida. House of Melanin is in Oak Park, Illinois. Bold Culture Beauty is in Orlando, Florida. And we also have another mother-daughter duo called Mega Beauty Supply out in Cypress, Texas. So tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about all things beauty supply. I'm going to be starting off with the real state of this industry in 2026, what's changing, and what smart store owners are doing differently. I'm also going to be talking about funding and capital trends and how to actually position your store to win in this economy. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you guys how you can join my next intensive if you are wanting to move forward with actually getting your store open within the next 12 months. Okay. And then we're going to have Q&A at the end. So you definitely want to stay around to the end because I have a lot of special things for you guys towards the end. So there are some reasons why you need to open your beauty supply store today. Number one, you are tired of your 9-to-5 and you need work that is going to impact lives. Number two, you understand that your community is waiting for its Black-owned beauty supply store to finally get open. Number three, you need financial freedom and generational wealth for your children. And so I am the Retail Genius. I have helped Black women secure over $1.5 million in funding for their beauty supply stores. And my clients have generated over $15 million in this industry, just their stores alone. I have been featured in so many different publications since starting my own beauty supply stores. But really, I love to share the fact that our programs have been featured in really high places like Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, and Kivo Daily. So the Business Insider wrote about us and said the Retail Genius Bootcamp program is helping fill the pockets of Black women. Yahoo Finance wrote the program has helped Black women generate $3 million in beauty supply. So y'all, this program is Googleable. Okay, this is not something that is a scam because we have so many scams on the internet, but you all can go ahead and Google your girl because we have receipts all over the internet of all of our success stories. And so the success story started with my own success. So this is me at my grand opening in 2010, right? I was only 24 years old. And this is literally the day that my life changed because I went from working in the corporate sector as a corporate finance girly into entrepreneurship. And when I tell you guys, it was literally the best decision ever because I literally did not turn back from entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur ever since I started my first beauty supply store in 2010, 16 years ago. And so this was the day that everything changed because I actually accomplished one of my greatest goals. And so my entire family was there. It was actually September that we opened, and my aunts flew in from out of town. And what I noticed about my grand opening day that was sort of a surprise for me is just the amount of love and support that I got from the community. Right, the community literally came out in droves to support this Black girl and her beauty supply store. And just the support was just really overwhelming. And this is how I could tell you guys that your community is waiting for a Black owned beauty supply store to get open, and you just need to be the first to do it. Because I was the first to do it in my community, and I got so much love and support from the community with my beauty supply store. And literally, my father was there. My parents were both very, very proud. My grandmother was there. God rest her soul. She was able to see me accomplish this amazing, amazing ribbon cutting ceremony and this big dream of mine. And I just remember it. And it's just one of those things where it's like your wedding day. It's like giving birth to a baby. It's your first, and you just always remember it for as long as you live. So I just want to know in the chat real quick, who is the one person that you would want standing next to you at your own ribbon cutting for your beauty supply store? Who is the one person, right? Could be your mom, your dad, your children, your spouse, husband, wife. Who is the one person that you would want to be there, that you would want to witness you opening your own beauty supply store? Because y'all are on here because you are interested in opening a beauty supply store. So I want to know who you are doing this for, because we always have to have a bigger why outside of just our own goals and our own desires. Like, we are all doing this for someone. Most of us were doing it for our children. Some of us were doing it to make our parents proud. Some of us were doing this for our ancestors. Our ancestors fought for us to have this level of freedom. And so we are doing this, and we have to make this happen for someone. We have to make this happen for someone, right? We have to change our life. And let me tell you something, guys. We are about to finish the first quarter of 2026. So the year is moving, y'all. March 31st is here tomorrow, and then we're going to be in April. And so it's crazy how fast the year just moves. But I want to ask you, how do you want to spend the rest of your 2026? Because imagine this, y'all, that by the end of this year, you could be celebrating your own grand opening of your beauty supply store. Okay, I want you to close your eyes and envision that at the end of this year, you will be celebrating the grand opening of your very own beauty supply store. I want to know, do you guys see this happening for you? Do you feel like this is something that is attainable and it's possible for you, right? And then also let me know in the chat, right? Yes or yes. But I also want to know, what would it mean to open the first Black-owned beauty supply store in your community? What would that mean to you if you were actually able to literally change your life and change your children's lives and actually accomplish this great goal, right? What would that mean for you? What would that mean for your community, right? Because the opportunity is here, and I'm going to share with you guys the opportunity. But you have to be willing to take advantage of the opportunity. That is what is required of you. Because in our community, we have a lot of things that hold us back. We have a lot of mindset roadblocks, especially in the Black community, that holds us back from achieving our greatest goals. Things that we tell ourselves subconsciously or unsubconsciously. I don't have the money. I don't have enough money. The industry is saturated, right? How many times have we heard that? The industry is saturated. I don't know how to get accounts open. I don't think I have the time, or maybe right now is not the right time. The right time was last year. Let me just let y'all know that now. The right time was last year, and there's no such thing as the right time. We have had people open stores while pregnant. I opened a store while pregnant and ran stores, right? We've had people do this while going to school, like literally finishing a degree. We had many people open stores in transition, just fired from a job, right? I'm going to share my story how I opened my store because I was fired from a job, right? And so you have to understand that when you are starting something new and it's great and it's also scary at the same time, you have to stop using disempowering language and you have to stop being around people that use disempowering language, because in this journey, you will have to empower yourself time and time again, because it's not an easy journey. None of this is easy, because if it was, everybody would do it. And so you have to understand that it first starts in the mind. And a lot of times, especially in the Black community, we were never taught what it looks like to invest in ourselves. We were never taught what it looks like to have partnerships and to have collaborations and to invest in a program, right? We were not taught. We were taught a lot of consumerism, right? Getting the iPhone, getting the Beyonce tickets, going on vacation, spending tens of thousands of dollars on our children's birthdays. I'm going to show you guys how you can build an asset that you will be able to pass down to your children instead of spending thousands of dollars on your children's birthdays and Christmas gifts and things that we typically do in our community. Okay. And so a lot of times we ask more questions beyond this. Like, I just really want to know how the Asians got in. Where do I get started? What are the steps? Are there really gatekeepers? How do I get funding? I am going to literally break all of this down for you guys today. I'm giving you the roadmap and the blueprint on how all of this works. So at the end, you'll be able to make an informed decision. Okay. So a lot of us are here because this is our wake up call, especially for Black women, because we had a job report come out last year that 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs. And this is government shutdown, DEI shutdown, so many things are shaking up in this economy that lets us clearly know that our jobs are not safe, right? And you need to have an asset that you can actually rely and control for yourself, because the only way to financial freedom is through ownership of a business asset. It is not owning your own home like they tell us the American dream is. That is an American lie. The only American dream is being your own boss and owning a business asset where you are at the top of the food chain and no one could fire you, right? But them customers. And so this is our moment to have a literal wake up call to ownership, right? Because beauty supply is $1 billion industry. And for us as Black women, it's time that we own more than just products, right? It is time for us to literally own the shelves in retail establishments. Because here's the other fact. The other fact is that most of Black women, 80% of Black mothers, are the primary and sole providers in our households. I am one of them. I am a single mom of 5 small children. Those are my kids, my cute little kids in that picture, ages 2 all the way to 9. And so I understand that I have a greater calling on my life, that I have to constantly do things outside of my comfort zone and invest at a level that is higher than most people, because I have kids that are depending on me and I am the only one to make things happen. Okay. I'm the only one to make things happen. And so for many of you on the call, you are the only one as well, right? If you are on this call, you are probably the one person in your family that people call for advice, for money, for this and that. You're probably that one person. Like, every family has that one person that people are calling on. And so we have to make decisions that are scary sometimes, but that are literally going to change our lives for the better. Okay. And so this is the first case study I want to share with you guys. This is Benisa, my good sis, out in North Dakota. Now, Benisa, originally from West Africa, called me and said, I want to come from behind the chair. She was a hairstylist, single mom of 4, and was like, I am tired of this, doing the hairstyling. I want to come from behind the chair. I want to open a beauty supply store. We opened her beauty supply store. And here in this text message, she shares with us how she was averaging $400 to $500 a day on her beauty supply store, off of her salon and store. So she has a beauty supply store and a salon. But y'all, she did this all by herself as a single mom of 4 small kids. And so I share this with you guys to encourage you that you may feel like you can't do certain things because you're a single mom. I'm a single mom, and Benisa was a single mom, and she literally got it done. Okay. And so it's possible for you, especially if you're a hairstylist. Do we have any hairstylists in the room? Drop a one if we have any hairstylists in the room. Because for many hairstylists or just service providers, just in general, you want to figure out a way to come from behind the chair, or to stop doing the makeup, to stop doing the massages, stop doing the hair, and get into something that is passive. And to get into something and invest in something that's passive. And Benisa has a beauty supply and hair salon. So she's still doing hair whenever she wants to. Okay. So now let's get into the next topic. I want to talk about how we fared out in 2025 with the beauty supply industry, what we saw, because 2025 was rough, right? 2025 was very rough. It was the year that Trump came in and started tearing everything up. But anyway, we had the Trump tariffs, and the Trump tariffs literally scared everybody, right? We didn't know what was going to happen with them Trump tariffs in the beauty supply industry because a lot of our products come from Asia. But here's what we saw at the end of the year. We saw that beauty demand stayed strong, even with economic uncertainty. We saw that one of our beauty supply giants, which is Ulta, they actually raised their annual sales forecast, raised it, increased it, right? We also saw that foot traffic grew for our beauty supply chains 1 to 2%. Okay. And so what we can take from this information is that the beauty supply industry is not slowing down. It is not slowing down. We saw a lot of the weaker stores decline. So our mega beauty supply stores, the ones that the Asians own, right? Some of those stores shut down, but a lot of our smaller, strong community-centered stores actually grew. And so this is now your opportunity to actually enter this market while it is rebalancing. And so let's talk about 2026 and what we see for this year. This year is the year that we own the engine that we built. This is the year that we own the engine that we built. We are seeing, right? These are the numbers, y'all. We are seeing Black and beauty textured hair categories increase 4 to 6% annually. Okay. That continues to tell us that our Black consumers, which is primarily Black women, continue to drive billions in annual beauty spend. Okay. And so here's what I could tell you from my own experience. And I'm going to share how I opened during a mortgage crisis, but I opened during the mortgage crisis where unemployment was at an all-time high. People told me I was crazy to open a business, let alone a beauty supply store where it is seen as discretionary. And when I tell you it's nothing discretionary about a beauty supply store, because this is a Black woman's local bodega. And if you're from New York, you understand a bodega is like a corner convenience store that runs 24/7 because people need to be able to get their stuff and have a convenient space in order to get it. I saw women come in with their unemployment check to spend money on beauty, because when people don't have a job and they feel terrible, especially Black women, we will do what we can to look good so that we can feel good. We are not going to look like what we've been through. That's one thing we're not going to do. Our hair is still going to be looking good, even if we have to do it ourselves, and we're still going to be presentable in these streets. And this is exactly what I saw when I opened my beauty supply store during one of the worst economic crises of our time, of our generation. And this is what we continue to see in beauty just in general. When we had COVID, we saw the highest demand. And so while sometimes when we have an economic crisis, people will not spend on the service-based industry. And we will see that industry will decline. Getting your hair done professionally, getting your nails done every 2 weeks, doing your makeup. People will stop and it will slow down. I do it myself. If I can't afford it, I will slow down from going every month to maybe every other month. But I am still going to learn in between that time how to do it myself. And that is where we saw the explosion of YouTube. and all of these influencers teaching us how to do our hair. But here's the bottom line. You still have to travel to the beauty supply store to get your stuff so that you can learn to do it yourself. That's the mic drop. You still have to go to the beauty supply store to get your stuff so you can learn how to do it yourself. And that is why we continue to see beauty supply actually goes up and it increases in economic downturns, because now we see more people are coming to the store to buy the products so that they could do it themselves. So y'all, 2026 is a year that we stop watching, we start owning, because now you understand that Black women fuel the beauty economy, but we own a fraction of it. And so opening a store is not just about business. This is literally economic justice for Black women, because decades and centuries ago at this point, we had two incredible Black women who pioneered and came before us, Madam C.J. Walker, Annie Malone. A lot of us know these names, but they were the first Black-owned, self-made millionaires in the 1920s. And how did these women make their millions? They made it in beauty and hair care. And so they literally already gave Black women the blueprint on how to make their millions. They already gave it to us in the 1920s through beauty and hair care, had hair care products, then had manufacturing and marketing, then had schools, then went on to distribution, right? Selling the products, right? Selling retail. They already gave us the entire blueprint on how Black women are to make their millions. And so, y'all, we're not new to this. We're true to this. This is in our blood. These are our ancestors. And they were doing this at a time, and we're talking about the 1920s, at a time where women couldn't even have their own bank accounts in their own name. And so if they could do it in the 1920s with all of the shackles that they had to go through, right? We can for sure reclaim the industry and become millionaires as well. And they also did this in the 1920s where they had a lot of pandemics, like the Spanish flu, and still started, and literally the business went off, took off, and made millions. And again, guys, I also started during an economic crisis, which was the mortgage crisis, the Wall Street crisis, right? This was a time where gas stations was shut down. There was no gas. Y'all remember that? This was 2008. People were driving around looking for gas. And this is the time that I chose to open a brand new business, because I was fired from my corporate job, right? I was working for the U.S. Treasury Department. And so everyone thinks government is so safe until it's not. Okay. Got fired and was forced to figure out my next move. And I knew my next move, that God was calling me to entrepreneurship and to open my own beauty supply store, because I stood in a store and I saw thousands of dollars worth of transactions, right? In all of 30 minutes. And I'm like, this is insane, because as I stand in this beauty supply store with all these beautiful Black women, we're not happy about our experience here. But we continue to spend our money in the beauty supply store. Why? Because we feel like we have no choice. We don't have options. If back then I knew of a Black-owned beauty supply store, I would never go to the Asians, because I hate the way I'm treated in the Asian beauty supply store. And that was the sentiment of every Black woman in there. And that's when I knew that I had to open my own beauty supply store for my community, because I wanted to create a space where Black women would feel safe. And I also knew, as a business person and a business major, that I wanted to be in a business that I knew was going to be profitable and recession proof. That during the good times and bad times, I'm always going to be making money in my retail business. And I did not have to be there every day. I did not have to be doing anything, doing the hair, doing the nails, doing the makeup. I wanted a business where it could be passive. And one day I'm there and one day I'm not, because I want to be with my children and I want to be able to go to their stuff, recitals, practice, all the things, right? Time freedom. And so, y'all, this is what the numbers boils down to. 92% owned by the Asian demographic, 8% owned by African Americans, only 8%. And it is driven 8 billion by Black consumers. So now let's talk about how you can get started and what are the strategies in 2026 that we're seeing. Okay. Let's talk about our 2026 strategies to get open. Okay. So, number one, y'all, in 2026, what we're seeing is that the stores that have the brands that perform very well are going to now dominate. And this is exactly the store that I built, right? Because customers are going to be shopping at stores where they know that the owners take their time to select products that they know will work, that they know is going to make a difference for the customers, right? People are going to want to shop at stores where they're going to also be able to get education. No in and out. I want education. I want a real experience. And so, secret gem number one is that you want to build a results-driven product mix. You want to build a results-driven product mix. Now, what is a product mix? A product mix is all your inventory that you're going to carry in your store. It's each category: men's lines, kids lines, chemicals, electronics, pack hair, crochet hair, braiding hair. All these different categories is your product mix, because it's a whole mix of all these different categories that's going to be driving the revenue for your beauty supply store. Inventory is the largest asset on our balance sheet. And so we have to make sure that we are intentional about our product mix and that we do our research to figure out what the people want in our community. Because the last thing you're going to want is a store that has all of the wrong products, all of the wrong categories, and you have products sitting on your shelves that's not selling, because your store will fail within the first 6 months if those products don't move. Okay, that's the reality. But by me focusing on a product mix that my community wanted and desired, I was able to generate $15K, $20K, $1,000 per month, right? Off of a 800 square foot store, which is very, very small. My store was very, very small, y'all. It was Fabulous Freddy's Beauty Supply Boutique, and I called it boutique because it was cozy, but we focused on niche products, and that was organic, natural, Black-owned brands. Because back in 2010, this was when we saw the big chop, and we saw a lot of women going from perm to natural for the first time. Like, that was the first generation of women who were like, we no longer want to perm our hair. And that was the start of the natural hair care movement. And so I had to really focus my product mix on carrying those products and those brands that were organic, that were Black owned, female Black owned. And so I carried a lot of Miss Jessie's and Jane Carter. And these were emerging brands. Like, no one knew about these brands when I carried them. They were like emerging indie brands that I just knew about. And I did my research and I carried those brands in my store. And years later, they started carrying these products in Target and Sally's and all the big box retailers that, we shop at today. But before this time, guys, big box retailers were not paying attention to small Black-owned indie brands. But then when the natural hair care movement happened and they saw that these natural brands were blowing up on the internet and people wanted them in store, and there were just not enough Black-owned stores to carry these brands, this is when the doors opened with Target and all the other big box retailers to start to carry Black-owned, female-owned brands. But before then, we were making a lot of money just focusing on natural hair care because these products were exclusive to our stores, right? So we had a level of exclusivity that literally people would drive from Philly, from Jersey, like literally cross state lines and pass dozens of beauty supply stores just to come to our stores because we had those exclusive products. And we were, like I said, we were making a ton of money. $20,000 a month in a store that's 800 square feet is insane. Okay. So second gem, y'all. The second gem is making sure that you have your own private label product in your beauty supply store. Because what we see now is that a lot of retailers are replacing third-party brands with their own brands because you're able to have a higher profit because you are now determining what the pricing is going to be. So you want to launch your signature product in your beauty supply store, right? So a business within a business. And I'm going to start talking about many revenue streams that you're going to have in your beauty supply store. This being one of them. So a lot of our clients have launched so many different products. Like I did bundles, I did makeup, I did makeup brushes, right? Doing private label just simply means that you source a product and you put your unique brand on it and you call it your own. And there's plenty of places to source products these days. We have Alibaba, we have AliExpress. A lot of people get their bundles from there. And so you just can be open-minded on what you want to choose as your signature product, but you need to come up with something. This is exactly what we did with my client, Pam. She has a store called My Shade and Texture out in Tampa, Florida. And in Pam's store out in Tampa, Florida, she has her own line of body oils, body scrubs, and she calls it the Glow Bar. And at her Glow Bar, people are able to come in and mix and match different oils and scrubs and literally make their own concoction. So you can come in her store, mix a whole bunch of oils, and walk out with your own signature oil. That's literally your own concoction. And this is all using Pam's organic oils and Pam's organic scrubs. This is all her stuff, right? That not only allows Pam to have higher margins on her stuff, but also it allows the customer to have an experience that they typically don't get in a beauty supply store. So it's a win-win. Okay. Next gem, y'all. Next gem. In 2026, y'all, if you are not hybrid in your beauty supply store, if you are not up on the latest technology and AI, you are literally going to be leaving money on the table. Okay. In 2026, y'all, people are literally using AI for everything. Okay. And your store is not going to be different. And so you want to make sure that your store has all the latest technology. Like you're using a POS system, right? That has all of the AI and latest AI and technology in it so that you are not having to automate things, right? Because customers are expecting to be able to order online and pick up in the store, right? Delivery options, right? Email, SMS updates, text messages, right? We are wanting to see all of that. So it goes beyond just having an e-commerce website, right? You are going to want to be able to make money while you sleep. And so the strategy is to build a dual channel retail machine where you are literally waking up to sales and you ain't even doing anything. Okay. The business is just running, right? Outside of its four walls. This is what we saw with one of our clients in California, right? So Christina has a store called Curly Girl Love in LA. And she was actually a school teacher. She was a school teacher. She turned into a stay-at-home mom. And then once she had her baby, she came and called us and said, hey, I want to open a beauty supply store because there aren't any stores in this community, right? And so this is another screenshot, y'all, because I'll be texting all my customers. I want to know about the sales. August 6, 2023. And I'm like checking in, hey, how's sales going since we're in the half-year mark? And look what she wrote. She says here that she made $96,978 in 6 months. And that when you read down here, she says 12,000 was on DoorDash. DoorDash, you don't have to do anything with DoorDash. But to make $12,000 on DoorDash is insane. To make $12,000 just off of DoorDash is insane. Okay. That's another revenue stream that you're going to have in your beauty supply store. So we're up to like 3 revenue streams, right? We're up to like 3 revenue streams. And then we have service-based business owners, right? Who want to incorporate that into their beauty supply store. So like I mentioned, Benisa, my West African sister, She has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hair salon in her beauty supply store. And she is making a lot of money off of both businesses. And so you want to also think about, what service-based business can I potentially have in my beauty supply store? Now, I too had a hair salon. I had 2 stations. It was very small. And so that's why I only had 2 stations. 1 washer, 1 dryer. It was all of 100 square feet of space in my store, because I told you my store is really small. But what we did with those 2 stylists was we did bundle deals, which is another gem. But we did bundle deals where we had my private label bundles, going back to the signature product, right? So I had private label bundles with my brand and their services. And we combined the 2, it was $500. So for $500, you can get your bundles and you can get your install done. And that yielded us $15,000 on average monthly, just off of that 1 bundle with 2 hairstylists. And when I tell you the $15,000, right, that we made from the hair salon business, that literally was the money I used to pay myself as an owner. And then all of my retail money went back into the beauty supply business. And so that is why I want you guys to think about all the other revenue strategies, because your beauty supply business is like your parent company. So it's like your beauty supplies up here, and then you have all these additional revenue streams underneath it that is making you multiple 6 figures a year. And this is how we have stores where they're making $250,000 their first year. They're making $20,000 per month, right? Some of us make $20,000 per year. Y'all can make that in a month with their beauty supply store. Not doing anything, not doing no hair, not ringing up no clients, none of that. $20,000 being the store owner. Okay. So here's the next thing. Okay. I want to get into the funding, y'all, because a lot of times we think that there is no funding out there for our business. And let me tell you, the money is there. We was able to get $1.5 million in funding for our clients in our programs. And so the money is not a problem. It is your positioning that is the issue. And so a lot of times when people are trying to go to lenders and they're trying to get funding, right, you are not positioned well in order for a lender to say yes to your application. Okay. And so the first thing that you need to have in order for a lender to say yes to your application is you need to have a business plan. You don't go into a bank without one, because a lender wants to see how they're going to get this money back that they're going to loan you, as well as an investor. Anybody that's going to give you money will want to know how they're getting their money back. And so with a business plan, this is, y'all can take a screenshot of this, right? But this is the 5 pieces that you need in your business plan in order for a lender to say yes to your application. And we work with a lot of lenders. Like I said, we've got $1.5 million in funding for our clients. And so we work with lenders to make sure that our clients can get funding. So the first P, so this is the 5 P's to building your business plan. The first P is going to be your place, your location, right? This is the location. You need to show in your business plan the exact location, what the traffic is like over there, the demand for beauty supply, the demographics, right? Lenders want to see all this information. Then the second P is purpose. The second P is purpose. This is your use of funds statement. That's what they call it. They call it a use of funds statement. This is where you're going to break down your startup costs. So you're going to break down section by section why you need this money for your store. So a lot of times when we are asking lenders for some type of loan, it's more than 100,000, but you have to break down what is that 100,000 going to be used for. So you say, okay, 50,000 is going to be used for inventory. 20,000 is going to be used for our build out. 10,000 is going to be used for our shelving, XYZ. You have to break this down to the penny for a lender. They're going to want to know down to the penny what this money is going to be used for and why. Then the third P is going to be your product mix, right? We talked about the product mix. I'm always talking about the product mix because it's so important. But here, you're going to want to show this lender that you are going to have high margin, fast moving beauty products in your store with the margins, right? That's you're going to show through your product mix. The fourth P is going to be promotion. This is going to be your marketing plan and your marketing strategy. So you want to be able to show this lender how you plan on getting customers to come to your store and how you plan on then turning them into loyal customers. So I say all the time, you need to be able to show these lenders how you plan on stealing some people because everybody's shopping somewhere. So you're going to have to figure out how to get them from shopping from where they are shopping right now, whether that's online or at the local Asian shop, to get them to come to your store and be loyal to you. That requires strategy. The fifth P rather is your projections. This is going to show the lender how much you project, right? How much you believe based on your market research you're going to make in your beauty supply store. So you're going to be breaking down your revenue, your expenses, your break-even numbers for the first 3 years of your business minimum. Minimum, they want to see 3 years. Some want to see 5. Okay. So that is what you want to include in your business plan. Those are the 5 sections you must have in your business plan. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. So it does not need to be 100 pages. You don't need to overthink this. You just need to make sure that you have the 5 pieces. Okay. And so this is some things that I've seen because, again, we have been working with lenders to get funding for our clients. What I have seen over and over again that gets rejected versus what gets approved in the business plan. So for example, saying in your business plan, I just love hair and beauty, that's going to be rejected. They want to see, or they want to read that this store serves a high demand Black and brown consumer base with proven repeat purchases, right? They are going to reject vague location ideas, right? You want to show specific plazas with traffic counts, demographic information, and any nearby anchors. Anchors are big box retailers, supermarkets, Walmart, Home Depot. Those are major anchors that will bring the traffic to your store. Okay. They will reject once I get the money, I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna spend it. No, you're going to have to show clear use of funds down to inventory build out and systems. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So that was Miss Keisha Woodruff. She actually has a store out in Cypress, Texas, and literally was able to get $150,000 for her store. Miss Keisha also was an immigrant. She was from the islands, came to this country, and literally was able to attain the dream of opening a beauty supply store. So, guys, like I said, it is possible, and it is possible for you to literally do it without using all of your life savings in 401k. Okay. It is 1000% possible. So, guys, I want to check in and just see where you guys are at with everything. Let me know, guys, how you feeling now. Let's recap everything. And I would love to hear from you guys on if this was helpful for you guys. If this was helpful for you guys, type in yes in the chat if this training was helpful into seeing how you can get started in beauty supply, how you can make the money with the additional, revenue streams and everything that I spoke about. Let me know if I did my job, y'all. I just want to know if I did my job. I want to know if this was worth your time. Okay. Also, I told you guys I had a special opportunity offer for those who are really serious with moving forward with opening the store. So if that is you, if you feel like you are excited with opening your beauty supply store, if you feel like you are ready to move forward and you are just like you've heard enough and this is your time, this is your moment, and you are ready to go, I want you to type in "I'm ready" in the chat. It's not for everybody, right? Not for everybody, but for those of you who feel like, yeah, this is it. This is the business I'm supposed to open and I'm ready to move forward. I want you to type in "I'm ready" in the chat. I want you to type in "I'm ready" in the chat. Because here is y'all next step, right? The next step is to join our beauty supply intensive. This is your next step into getting your store open the right way with the right coach, right? So inside our beauty supply intensive program, guys, you are going to be learning literally everything that you need to get started in beauty supply with me holding your hand, right? This is where we decide to partner together to literally get your store launched in your community and to build an asset that is recession proof, right? So that you don't have to be a slave to your 9 to 5 job and that you can build that generational wealth and be able to pass down your stores to your children and or your grandchildren, right? So in this program, we have 3 C's to success. The first C is our live workshop, right? So our intensive is in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 2 days where you're going to be spending time with me and my team, and we are going to be working with you hand in hand on all of your beauty supply assets, right? And so our next dates, y'all, is June 21st through the 22nd. So we just had our last intensive this past weekend. So if you guys are following me on Instagram, you can see some of the footage from that. But the next one that y'all will be coming to is June 21st to the 22nd, and that is in Atlanta, Georgia. So we are going to be flying in. So the women fly in from all over because I fly in too. And we come to Atlanta. I choose Atlanta because Atlanta is like hair mecca outside of New York, but New York's a little expensive. So I choose Atlanta. It's central, it's also hair mecca, and it's a safe place for us to actually work on getting your store launched. Okay, so during our 2-day intensive, we are working on your funding plan. We are working on finalizing your business plan and financial projections. We are creating your branding, right? How you're going to set your store apart from the competition. We are working on your inventory and your product mix, right? I talked about the product mix a lot. We work on that together live, right? We are working on your marketing plan, how you plan to market and get people to come to your store, right? And then our partner Josh, he literally comes out and helps you get the funding for your beauty supply store, right? So this is a weekend where we literally, by the end of the second day, you will have everything you need to go out and I hope this y'all can hear this video. Yes, y'all. So that was an intensive that we had, and it was amazing. And we get all the work done, but then we also do a lot of sisterhood activities. We go to dinner. I be having y'all dance. Sometimes we do some skits. But yeah, it is a good time. And just getting into the room and being in community is literally a game changer. And so y'all need to get into the room. So I am going to drop the link in the chat because if you're interested, I want you to book a call with me so that I could get you guys enrolled. And so the call is free, y'all. It is a chat to get you guys enrolled into our next intensive. And so if this is something that you are interested in, your next step would be to book a call with me so that we can get you officially enrolled and started. Okay, so let me continue with all the wonderful things that you get. So, guys, you are also going to get access to our Beauty Supply University. So, this is our online portal where you're going to be watching. You'll have access to all of our trainings. You're going to have access to our retail library. This includes all of our templates, all of our guides. So our beauty supply business plan template, our financial projections template is online. All of our calculators, how to price your beauty supply, how to build out your product mix. Everything is in our university, which is online. And so this is literally a bunch of trainings, hundreds of trainings where I'm breaking down A to Z how to get started. So you're going to be watching all of these trainings and doing all the assignments up until the point where we come to meet in Atlanta. And then when we meet in Atlanta, that is our reference of execution, right? So we're just getting things done, right? So you're watching the trainings, you're doing the homework assignments, and then you're hopping on a plane. You're meeting me in Atlanta, me and my team in Atlanta, so that we can finalize everything and execute. Because I understand that execution really happens in person. I can sell y'all a course, y'all will buy the course, and y'all might watch some of the trainings, but most people will not complete the assignments because you will still feel slightly lost. And this is why the 2-day intensive is really important, because I need to be able to have my eyes on your stuff and talk to you about what you need to do, what you need to do, what you need to take out, what you need to amend, change, all the things, right? And so this is where the true work happens. Okay. So we start off with our university and then we end with our intensive weekend. And so in our university, you'll see we have a lot of modules, but this is high level, some of the things that you will be learning and reviewing before we get to Atlanta. And so building out your roadmap, building your retail credit, right? We have a module on business plan and startup costs, building the brand. And so our modules literally cover everything. Okay. Our modules literally cover everything. So this is another success story. This is Terrell. She had a store out in the DFW area. She took our course. And here she quoted, Janice was such a phenomenal help in getting this girl boss started. Her course had a lot of information that you cannot just get anywhere. She got $75,000 worth of funding for her beauty supply store literally a weekend after getting our business plan and financial projections. Like a weekend. She got approved on a Monday. Okay. That's how fast things happen when you have the right plan in your hand. Okay. Also, guys, you will be getting an onboarding call. So this is a strategy session. So once you enroll, the first thing we do is get on the Zoom call where I'm going to custom build your execution roadmap. So we're going to be going through the courses and I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to have done, what trainings you need to watch, and what homework you need to do before we get to Atlanta. So I'm literally going to be building you guys an execution roadmap. So this is a call that is one-on-one that we get on via Zoom. Okay. So this is the value of everything that I just mentioned that you guys are going to be getting in this program. Okay. So you're getting the Beauty Supply University. You're getting the one-on-one strategy and roadmap session. And then you're getting our in-person beauty supply workshop. All of this valued at $9,000. Okay. So question, if this program was able to help you get your start, have your grand opening, right? Make more than 6 figures your first year, would this be worth it? Yes or yes, right? Would this be worth it? Yes or yes? Because at this point, a lot of people will get choked up and they will freeze. And this is going to separate the people that's ready to go versus the people that may not be ready because you have mindset roadblocks. I don't have time. I think I should do this another time. I think I have other financial things going on. Let me wait till next year, right? People say this not because they can't do it, but because the fear sounds responsible. The fear always sounds responsible. And so our standard enrollment price is $5,000. But for you guys who are on this webinar tonight, you guys have access to our early bird pricing. And so you have monthly payments that you can pay $1,167 a month. Or if you want to pay in full, the pay in full price is $3,000. So literally 40% off the price. Okay. And so again, if you guys are interested in taking the next step with your beauty supply store, I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you to book a call with me so that we can get you enrolled. Okay, so we'll get on a call and we will get you enrolled on the call. Okay. So this is another amazing case study. This is Allure Beauty Supply out in Jacksonville, Florida. So this is a beautiful Black couple. I love me some Black love. And they actually came to me because also there was no beauty supply store in their community. Like people had to drive 30 minutes to a beauty supply store, which is insane. And so they decided to literally solve that problem for their community. We were able to get them $75,000 in funding for their beauty supply store. And here, Jamesia Grimsby, one of the owners, co-owner, wrote, "Allure was our dream come true, and we could not have done it without Janice and her team." And so this is why the program exists, right? The program exists so that it can remove the confusion, right? All of the guessing. You have to do Googling and be in all these Facebook groups and go to YouTube, right? This helps remove all of that, the delays, the bad vendor decisions, wrong location, because we literally give you a roadmap that has worked for women, not only nationwide, but also worldwide, because we have a lot of stores in the Caribbean and also Canada. And so this is what you're going to be able to accomplish once you finish our 2-day intensive. This is New York Beauty Supply out in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And these two gentlemen on the end are the owners, right? So they came to me. It was like, hey, we want to open the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And literally in their grand opening day, generated $10,000, over $10,000 worth of sales in their grand opening weekend. One of the greatest weekends I've ever been to, right? And 2 men did it. 2 men. I don't know if I have any men on, but 2 men did it, y'all. So it doesn't matter, male or female. I work with both and we make it happen. So guys, when you enroll with me, you are also going to get a done for you business plan, right? So I mentioned the business plan and creating your business plan. And in our portal, we have an amazing template. But when you enroll with me live, we are going to actually throw the business plan in for you. So our business writer, who typically just works with our clients in our one-on-one done for you program, which that program people pay us upwards $35,000 to build a store for them. Yes, that same business writer is going to write your business plan for you. She is going to fully write your business plan for you. I'm talking a lender-ready business plan that is structured to meet bank and private funding standards. So it's going to include the location, the demographic information that I mentioned, the use of funds, the product mix, right? Everything that I mentioned that you guys have to do that research and figure out, she is going to do all of this for you. So this is a value of by itself $3,000, and we're going to do this complimentary for those who are ready to move forward and take the next step. Okay, so that is one of our exclusive fast action bonuses. I'm going to drop the link in the chat again if you guys missed it. I want you guys to book your calls. We have payment plans. We have all the things. Okay, the call is free, so it costs you nothing to book a call, right? It costs you nothing to book a call. But I want you guys who are interested and serious to literally take the next step and book your call, because we have payment plans, we have pay in full, we have Klarna, we have Afterpay. So guys, we have funding options. If funding is an issue, we have funding options, because I want to be able to remove the barriers. I want to be able to remove the excuses so that we can get more Black-owned stores open. Okay, because this is the moment. Okay, this is the moment of decision. You can sit and you can watch more trainings, save more of my posts, watch more YouTube videos, or you can take the next step, book your call, and meet us in Atlanta so we can get your store open. Because if this is a goal for you to seriously open a store in 2026, this is where you want to be at. This is going to be your next step. So your first 30 days inside the program looks like this. So you're going to get immediate access to our university, so you can watch the trainings immediately. You're going to get a link to book your one-on-one strategy call with me, right? So this is one-on-one on Zoom, where I am going to be mapping out clear milestones with dates so that you know exactly what you need to accomplish before we get to Atlanta, right? We're also going to be doing your business plan for you, right? Complimentary. You're going to get your business plan done, so you're not going to have to worry about that. And then I'm going to be telling you all the trainings you need to watch to prepare for our live intensive June 21st. Okay. So this is where we stop the training. If you guys have any questions, I'm over by 10 minutes, but I will stick around to answer any questions that you have about your next step and what you should be doing. You need to make sure you get on my calendar. I had literally opened my calendar for you guys to book calls with me today. Drop in the chat if you booked your call. I want you to drop booked in the chat. I want you to drop booked in the chat. Graham, did you book? Maya Simmons, did you book your call? I want drop booked in the chat if you guys booked your call. Someone said they can't hear. You guys can't hear me? And also, if you guys have questions, I have answers as long as we can get it done in the next couple of minutes. I'm going to stop sharing this real quick so I can be able to answer your questions. The price of the enrollment, again, guys, if you pay in full, you save $500. If you pay in full, it's $3,000. If you want to do a payment option, it's monthly. We have a monthly option. That is $1,100 per month, basically. So it's 3 payments of $1,100 because the regular price is $3,500. But if you pay in full, you save $500. So what a lot of people do is they'll use Klarna or Afterpay, and they're able to pay in full, get that discount, and then you'll make the payment straight to Afterpay or Klarna. Okay. So any questions, guys? Do you have any questions on anything? I will answer anything about Beauty Supply business, the process. Do you have questions about your next steps in booking this call? Do you have any questions about the intensive? But I'm excited, guys. I'm excited for our next intensive. Like I said, we actually literally just wrapped up one this weekend. And so our next one is happening June 21st and 22nd. That is our next cohort. And so I would love for y'all to be in the room for our next cohort, because we have a huge goal as a company to open 100 Black-owned beauty supply stores all across America. All across America. Because we need to change the face of beauty supply. And so we are going to literally hand walk you through everything that you will need in order for that to happen. We have lots of success stories. As you can see, I showed y'all so many success stories. We have so many more, but if I showed every success story, we'd be here all night. But y'all, this is happening, and it's a movement. And so if you want to be a part of this movement of Black entrepreneurs taking over the beauty supply industry, you have to get the information in order to make sure that you do it in a successful way. Okay. Any questions? I know that there's a little bit of a delay on YouTube, but do you guys have any questions? I don't see anything in the chat. Then I'm gonna go about my night and go to sleep. Any questions? Okay, but if you guys do have questions and you come up with something, please DM me on Instagram. My Instagram name is @theretailgenius on Instagram. I am on there. I check Instagram often. So if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram @theretailgenius. You can also email me, Janice@theretailgenius.com. But it's better if you DM me because I read those often. All right. So I'm super excited for you guys to be opening your beauty supply stores. I know it's going to change your life as it has mine and many other people. And so I will see you guys on the other side. Have a good night.